Hey guys, welcome back to BigRedEDC and welcome to this edition of JB on EDC. Our good friend Neil Valley requested a topic on developing your EDC style. Now I've kind of done a similar-ish topic talking about my EDC, what I consider EDC to be, you know, that type of thing. But for someone that's just kind of getting into the whole, you know, EDC, you find, you know, we have people in live streams all the time. Hey, you know, this is my first time here. Just kind of getting into the whole EDC, carrying a knife, that whole type of thing. And, you know, I thought it might be a good topic. Now, I know I've said this before, and trust me, I've been reminded about it by Nelly more than one time, but EDC was around a long time before anybody thought it was cool. Okay. I've talked about my dad. My dad always had his little peanut pocket knife. He always had his wallet. He always had a pen in his bib overalls along with a spiral, you know, one of the small spiral notebooks, you know, that are what, maybe 3 inches long, 1.5 or 2 inches wide. Always had that on him all the time. That was his EDC. He was doing EDC before it was cool. Nelly has reminded me that women have been doing EDC a long time before it was cool by carrying a purse. Everything they could possibly need on a daily basis or even a monthly basis or a yearly basis in some cases. You know, Nelly's cleaned out her purse and says, wow, I didn't even know that was in there. So, you know what I mean? So, EDC has been around for a long time. You know, I mean, go back to the Western days, right? You know, when we talk about EDC, I don't get into the whole firearms much on this channel. But if you think about it, you know, even think back to the Old West. I mean, it goes farther, way farther back than that. But if you think about the Old West, 6-shooter, belt, ammo, probably a fixed blade, Bowie knife, something like that. It's been around for a long, long time. But in this video, we're going to kind of talk about how you, if you're just new getting into this or been into it for a while and, you know, maybe haven't thought about a couple of things, maybe we can talk about you and developing your EDC style. So let's go to the tabletop, guys, and let's get into it. All right. So, talking about developing your EDC style. You know, for some people, this is their EDC. They carry 2, 3, 4 knives, a couple of coins, you know, a flashlight. There's a flashlight on the other side of that pouch. Flashlight pin, couple of little tools, a hank, you know, and some people carry maybe even more. So, does that mean that, I mean, and that's not to, you know, let's not forget their wallet, their keys, all the regulars. They might have a flashlight, a keychain flashlight on their keys. They might have a keychain knife, a classic SD, something like that on their keys as well. Does that mean you're not doing EDC? Absolutely, 100% not. You have to develop your EDC for your everyday needs. Now, I'm going to kind of show you what I typically carry on me on a daily basis. Now, that doesn't mean it's this exactly what I'm showing you, but it's pretty much my standard when I say, and I've kind of showed you this before, but typically I will carry 2 knives, not always a modern and a slip joint. Sometimes it's 2 modern, sometimes it's 2 slip joints, but I will usually have 2 knives on me. Why do I do that? Well, one, I'm usually have several knives in here to do, you know, videos and reviews on. So I've got to carry them to be able to speak hopefully ratherly intelligent about them, to give you my thoughts on them. I usually always have a pen. I use a pen all the time at work. Now, the one thing I don't have here that I usually have on me, especially at work, is my notepad. I usually have, you know, a log and jotter with me at work. I don't always have it with me. Well, I usually don't have one with me, you know, at home when I'm out in town and stuff. That's usually pretty much a work thing. And then, you know, a pen, like I said, I usually have a little tool in case you know, something would happen to a knife, a screw comes loose or something, I can tighten it up. A little multi-tool, especially with scissors. Will a knife do pretty much what scissors will do? Yeah, it will. But I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of keep it on me. You know, there's occasions when I'm out in town where a knife might not be the most appropriate thing to use. Well, I can bust this thing out. It's not quite as scary. And then, of course, we've got a flashlight. I usually carry a flashlight. I do carry a Hank pretty much every day. Do you have to carry a Hank? Absolutely not. Why do I carry a Hank? Well, for one, now that I'm using reader glasses a little bit more, I can clean them. I can clean my knives. There has been a couple of times where I have, I was going to say loaned my Hank, pretty much given my Hank to someone to stop a nosebleed or to potentially stop some other type of bleeding. Those pretty much becomes immediate gifts. Don't really want those back, but that's fine. If it's a special, you know, if it's a special Hank that I really like, maybe I'll try to get another one. Luckily, in my case, they haven't been, you know, super special Hanks. And you know what? They did the job that they needed to do at the time. You know, that's, you know, every once in a while, well, I will zoom in a little bit. Every once in a while, I'll carry a coin, you know, or a poker chip or something like that. Not very often. I used to carry a pry quite frequently. Well, usually a pry bottle opener combo. You know, I found that I just really didn't have a need for one really often, and more, you know, stuff like this became more useful and more of a need for them. So that's kind of why I started carrying them. But you have to develop your style that fits your lifestyle. If you don't need a Hank, don't carry a Hank. If you don't need, and if you're gonna start carrying, you know, multiple things like this, I highly recommend a pouch like this. It keeps things organized, keeps things, it goes in my back pocket, fits really nice. Now you can see I have one that has a lot, you know, has hook and loop, so I can put patches on it. I like patches. They make me happy. So I like collecting them. You guys, if you've been on a live stream, you've seen the patch wall behind me. So I throw some patches on it, just kind of spruce it up a little bit. And it just works for me. Now, as far as knives go, you don't have to carry a knife if you don't need a knife on a daily basis. If your EDC comes down to your keys and your wallet, and that's all you need on a daily basis, then that's your EDC. Whether you have, you know, you might have a keychain flashlight on it, you might not. I kind of highly recommend it just because they can come in pretty darn handy from time to time. Would I recommend you carry a pocket knife? Absolutely, I would. But do you have to? Absolutely not. It absolutely comes down to what your preferences are. If, like I said, if your preference comes down to a pen and a singular pocket knife along with your keys and your wallet, absolutely 100% go for it. I can't stress that enough. You know, I do pocket checks all the time during live streams and stuff. Some of these pocket checks, I'm like, holy crap. You got to be wearing 3 pairs of cargo pants, you know, or at least have a backpack, you know. And that also, if you go to work, you know, every day and it's someday, you know, or to school, if you're in college, you know, even high school, whatever the case may be, or going to work, you carry a briefcase, you carry a backpack. That's part of your EDC. 110%. It's something you carry with you every single day. It absolutely 100% is part of your EDC. But if somebody tells you, hey, you got to have this, you got to have that, you don't. If it doesn't fit your needs, it absolutely 100%, you don't need to carry it. Now, it just comes down to that basics. I mean, if you want to, you know, you can always grow. Start with your knife and your pen, you know, and then you're saying, you know, I think these coin things are kind of cool. I'm going to get a couple of them. I want to carry one in my pocket, especially rule number 9. Always carry a knife. Never go anywhere without a knife. You know, then do it. Have fun with it. Mix it up. You don't have to carry the exact same thing every day. I know people say, everyday carry. Trust me, I've got those comments. Well, you don't carry that every day, so it's not your everyday carry. Yeah, mine's not exactly the 100% literal EDC. Mine is more of a broad spectrum. 2 knives, flashlight, pen, multi-tool, and a hank. It doesn't have to be the same exact knife every single day. If you only have one knife and you carry that knife every single day, good on you. I'm proud of you. You're carrying a knife, and if you need it, it's there for you. 100%. Great. But mine's more of a concept rather than a literal EDC. So, that's the main thing I want you guys to get out of this, is it doesn't have to be, you don't have to carry 2 knives. You don't have to carry a hank. You don't have to carry a pouch. You don't have to carry a multi-tool. Back to what I said, if your wallet and your keys are the only thing, maybe your phone, that's pretty much an EDC item anymore, then go with it. Join in the fun. You're always welcome at the live streams. You don't have to carry a knife to be part of the EDC community. Come join us. Have some fun. All are welcome. And let's just let everyone do their own thing. Thank you so much, Neil, for suggesting this topic. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, thanks for coming by and watching this morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. Till next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.